Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening. Welcome to the game of High Flyer. And today we have with us is Vaibhav. So before I jump my gun to Vaibhav, let me introduce Vaibhav. So Vaibhav has around 2.8 years of total experience. He came to us in the month of December, and he started getting trained on SAP PP with us. So we trained him on SAP PP, and within I think 3 to 4 months in April itself, he got an offer from. He is joining a package of 6.5 plus. So being a mechanical engineer, he was having some experience as a SAP end user, and then he converted. He worked in his company from end user to core user, and then he also worked as a support consultant. And then getting trained on SAP PP, he got trained. He also got trained on SAP Job Hunt Mastery program, and with that, he was able to crack the interviews, and he was now having an offer and would be joining very soon. So with that quick information, I would be welcoming Vaibhav. Vaibhav, welcome to the game of High Flyers.
Good morning, Parminder.
So Vaibhav, I have explained you in brief what you are, but it would be great if you can explain yourself within your own words, right? That what is your story, how you started from mechanical engineering, working in operations, how you selected SAP, how you got trained, and finally got the job offer.
So I am a BTech mechanical engineer from Government College of Engineering, Jalgaon, and I am a batch of 2019.
Okay.
So after that, there was campus selection was there. So I got placed in. Actually, it was a chassis break prior to Hitachi. So it's not Hitachi. I'm in Hitachi. Last year, to Corona had. Yeah. So it was the time when the automobile, it is an automobile company, automobile ancillary company. So it was the period where your production got dropped. Okay. So during this time, the MD said there is a recruitment phase. How should we hire new people for our project, like the ongoing project? So what they did is they assigned the new batch to handle the current right going on project. Currently, which of the projects were existing in the company, they were handled by us. So this out of five, they select two of us. One was Shantanu and other one was me. So he worked on different module. I was on a different module. So that was the time where I got the chance to switch my field from the mechanical field to IT. So I have basically 1 year of experience in 1.2 years of experience in domain, let's say manufacturing unit, and whatever the other remaining till now, it's in SAP PP module. Okay. So it was the decision of company itself, and your module means your PP module, production module from Sastrageek solution helped me a lot to go through all this, because I was as a support specialist, not on an implementation project, but I was on a support.
Yeah, thank you, Vaibhav, for explaining it. Modi ji said that Abda mein Avsar, right? So you also got Abda mein Avsar. Actually, our all success stories, we had generated so many success stories, but getting into the interview scheduled and talking with the people, we started in the Corona period. So all the success story we have done so far, all of the people got impacted with Corona, their jobs got impacted. Some people need to leave the job, and people say that that when these kind of things happens, IT is the one which got impacted first, right? But here the automobile companies, a lot of another, especially the automobile sector, the hotel sectors, a lot of sectors got impacted. Many people was not having work to do. Some people need to leave their jobs, and then they come and because this SAP functional modules are very niche modules. So if you're having a good knowledge of that, there is still a lot of demands. A lot of people got placed. They need to leave the job from operations, but after learning SAP, they got placed in the SAP jobs. That's good. So good to know that, Vaibhav. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Okay, that's good. That's good, Vaibhav. I remember that you as a group, I think 4-5 people come together, and then few people got converted in couple of months. They got offers after getting trained. and you was the one who was not getting enough interview calls,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I
And
was
what
aware.
was the reason and what kind of changes you have done after that you started getting interview calls?
So actually, while completing the course, you said start applying for the job. You are half
Mhm.
consultant now. So I followed that and I built up my resume. Then
Mhm.
I applied for the job on Naukri.com, as well as the Indeed is also there. So Indeed was previously I was not I haven't applied to the Indeed, but I applied on Naukri as well as on the LinkedIn.
Mhm.
So not a proper attention was getting from these two sites, OTT. So interview was not scheduled properly. It was not scheduled at all. So
Mhm.
I applied for each and every post on Naukri.com for SAP PP module, and after over a month, there was no call from the other side.
Mhm.
After that, I guess Shantanu was also there. Rupesh was also there, and we four of us we discussed what is the problem and how to
Mhm.
face it. So in that, you told me about how to actually build up the resume. So
Mhm.
you compared my resume with Shantanu. So it
Mhm.
was great experience. Means it was all in the job advance. After that, actually at that time I have not started. I guess I haven't started the job hunt mastery. I finished barely 2 to 3 videos, I guess.
Mhm.
But after that, you said just watch it and we will compare. So after that, when you told me the points, I written it
Mhm.
down and I built up my resume according to that. Means
Mhm.
I took the help from Shantanu as well. So he helped me to build up the resume. And when I applied with this resume,
Mhm.
I suddenly noticed the attention getting towards me. Means
Mhm.
whatever the Naukri notification, the job whatever the HRs are sending mail to me, it
Mhm.
was getting encouraged. The other
Right.
period. So that was
I
the difference.
Yeah, I remember that discussion we were having. I
Yeah,
was doing a success story with Shantanu. Then
yes,
I was checking update how about the other people, and they said that
yeah,
okay, Vaibhav is the one who is not getting the interview call. I
job,
said, why to left him behind? You came in a group, so let's
yeah,
support each other to pull each other. And that was also, that when I compared, I think it would be good. I put everyone together so that you
yeah,
can also learn from each other. So that's the place I always tell to the people, the things, right? You have done it, right? But
yeah,
you are not in front of HR. You're not front of the machines who are evaluating, right?
yes,
Your CV
yes,
is in front of them. So
yeah,
that is the first wall that's the first barrier you need to clear. And a good CV would be able to help. So when
yeah,
I myself have taken more than I think 1500 to 2000 interviews. First thing we got is the CV, and based on the CV, we need to judge it that whether
okay,
this guy would be
yeah,
good to go ahead or not. And even before that, there's a 2 rounds of CVs has already done. Machine has screened the CV, then HR has
yes,
screened the CV, then it comes to us. So if it is poorly maintained, straight away the guys get rejected. Okay,
yeah,
then in interview it is on you that how you present yourself, but
perform,
before
yeah,
that it's your CV. So building a good CV is really important. So you
yes,
mentioned about the job hunt mastery, right?
yeah.
So how what are the things you learned from the job hunt mastery, and how actually it helped you to get into a job?
Actually, there were two things I noticed. First is the resume, so which I cleared, and the other one is project.
Mhm.
So actually, I haven't worked on project yet. But in interview, they asked me about what kind of project you're working
Mhm.
on. I was as a support consultant there. I haven't got the chance to really work on project. It was already built up, and it was barely came into the production phase. At that time, I was assigned to the project. So the barely the job was to check the data and to support. So it was clearly mentioned in the job hunt mastery how which kind of projects are like that. So it
Mhm.
helped me to how to overlook the situation and how to respond in the interview. So it was great.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. So another question I have, Weber, from you that based on your background, I see a lot of people who has a similar kind of background, but I see they are doing training on SAP MM, or they are getting trained on SAP SD. Somebody is directly trying to get trained on SAP TM because of the opportunities are there, or EWM. What make you selected the SAP PP module, and whether your selection was right or wrong? What do you feel?
Actually, the selection was too good because what I want to say is whatever the terminologies which is considered in PP, let's say routing, scheduling, cost center, work center, whatever, the planning part, the MRP, this
Mhm.
is actually what I do in a practical way
Mhm.
on the shop floor. Means taking the material from VQA, that is the what we say the first location. Okay, the inbound storehouse we say. Then the middle one is shop floor, and the other one is the BS. Sorry, the FG goods. So
Mhm.
all this location was means I handled it on the shop floor. Like I
Mhm.
have to take the material from VQA, that was the inbound. Then I have to move the material to my assembly, that was DSAW in my company,
Mhm.
DSAW. So it was shop floor warehouse, and the other one is BSR1. So it is FG. So all these terminologies and whatever the working I am doing on the shop floor was considered in PP. So actually, I've gone through means I've did some research on what the PP actually is. So I got this all work scheduling and all these points
Mhm.
regarding the PP. After that, we Shantanu and actually Shantanu and I shared same profile,
Mhm.
but Shantanu was in drum brake, I was in a disc brake. So profile was same. Both we were both from the assembly group.
Mhm.
So whatever the terminologies they were actually known to us. So we both selected the same module, SAP PP.
Yeah, so PP is a good selection.
So, yeah,
I don't know whether it is misguided by the trainers or the institutes. A lot of people from the manufacturing background, I have a one-to-one consulting with them, and I came to know they're doing SAP MM. When I asked them why MM, they said that the institutes has or the trainer has told that there's a big opportunities in MM compared to PP. But
okay.
that is knowing only the one part of the coin. The another
Mhm.
part of the coin, definitely the companies who is implementing MM is more than PP, no doubt about it.
Yes.
That's the one part of the coin. But the another part of the coin is the candidates who are preparing for MM is also a lot. Anyone who has
Yes.
done BSc, BA,
Yes.
BCom, MBA, MCA, they all are rushing behind
MM
MM
part.
module.
Yes.
So there are so many candidates are there. Although the PP is little difficult to do it. So if you are from the manufacturing background, and especially if you are from the electrical or mechanical engineering, where basically in the subjects we also understand, we read the production engineering, right? So that
Yes.
industrial engineering, we read those subjects. So at
Yeah.
least you would be having some idea. So for those people, I always suggest go for PP. PP is a niche module.
Definitely.
Not many people go. It's a little bit hard to learn, but
Yeah.
it's always good to put hand on the hard things. The results come faster if you put efforts. So that's what happened. The five people come from one company, learn together, and within 4 to 5 months, every month got placed. However, there would be some people would be struggling with MM modules.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So yeah, so another question I want to ask. Some people tell me that sir, PP learning would be difficult for me. People say that MM is easy. So how difficult for you to learn SAP PP module? Is it too difficult?
Actually, I want to say is when you taught us the PP. So basically, I was from the domain, so I know the terminologies. But when you taught whatever in terminologies or terms which were used, it was exactly which was used in a shop floor. Like Kanban is there, shop floor warehouse
Mhm.
is there, and we can say FIFO is there, first in first out.
Mhm.
So you try to it, you try to help in imagination or imagine all that. So
Mhm.
basically, it's one and the same thing working there, and you are teaching us the same way. So if we compare the both, if I asked anybody asked me that the teaching will give us the experience, yeah, it is definitely giving the same experience which I work for the domain. So whatever you are teaching is we can compare it as an experience. So that is the path where it get easy. So if you work on the theory, you will get easy. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good, Vaibhav. So, Vaibhav, for the audience, what kind of questions has been asked when you go into the PP interviews, technical interviews? What kind of question has been asked?
So actually, I've faced two interviews. So
Mhm.
the first one was not good at all. Means it was like below par. So it
Mhm.
was not expected of me. But whatever the questions they asked, it was on theory basis, not on a system. So I want to say is whenever you do the whatever you say, let's say the course, just not be focused on system. You should go hand in hand. So I have done the mistake. I've watched your all lectures, but I haven't done on the system.
Mhm.
Somewhere, some questions were like, what is MPO? Then what are the strategies applied to MPO? So how it works? So basically, the question was related to the system, but they expected the answer in theories.
Mhm.
Okay. So the various questions were what are the types of manufacturing processes?
Mhm.
So we have repetitive and discrete. Then and they told me to explain the whole cycle of PP module from first to last. Means from FIFO, sorry, NIGO to the last,
Mhm.
where you will get the FG. So that was the whole cycle. With they said just explain it with the T codes as well as the moment types. So I did that, and they liked the way I presented. Means actually there are two cycles, the discrete one and the repetitive one. So
Mhm.
I asked that question then to them that which one do you want? Whether I
Mhm.
say the discrete one or the repetitive one. So they laughed at me. They said, "Yeah, I want the discrete one." So that was a good moment between the interview. And after that, they asked about the MTO and MTS process, the make to stock and make to order process. After that, they asked about the strategies, different kind of strategies, which are, they said whether you are using that strategies and not, how you apply that strategies into your regular work, how the repetitive manufacturing could be more added advantage, would be more added advantage to that. Then some were questions related about the batch management, how you handle the batch management in the system. After that, more questions were on MRP view and MRP profile. So
Mhm.
whatever the option, they just told me to explain the options, what each option represent in the system.
Mhm.
Like time fence is there, then we can say processing time, GR processing time is there. What they actually represent in the system.
Mhm.
So the whole question was more on MRP view and master data. Then they asked about routing, scheduling, and work center. So whole whatever the syllabus you covered in what
Mhm.
all questions were there in the interview.
That's good. That's good, Vaibhav.
Yeah,
So that's, I think, very good interview you had. They have touched
yeah,
base on all the areas.
yeah,
That's good. And the key thing is that you need to go and understand the basic concept with the business example plus
yes,
system hands-on.
yeah,
So when you will be doing both of these things together, then it will get printed here.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then you would
exactly.
be able to answer it in the interviews with confidence also.
Yeah,
Right. So then
yeah,
once you have done some hands-on, you have gone through the lectures, you have done the live lectures, you have gone through
yeah,
the recordings,
yeah.
business example you have gone through, and then you try to apply your company's business examples on it to explain it. That's where you crack it. That's where everyone is looking for.
Actually,
That's good.
yeah, after the means wherever I was working on the project, I on your server access, I tried to make that project. Means whatever I was working on, I totally built up that project. I built up the plant, my own plant SMO. Then I did the brake manufacturing unit there, DSA, WBS, or whatever the warehouses I am actually using. I put it there. I put the all the child parts and whatever the material was required to manufacture the brake. I made it in the system. So that was the clear path where I should focus on. So it made it clear. And after prior to that, I actually seen only the videos, not on the system. So it was my mistake. But after your interview with me, I came to know that no, it should go hand in hand. So I restarted whole syllabus and from
Mhm.
the very start itself. And the second time I've done with the system like
Okay,
that. So that was the
that's good.
change.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. That's good. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good, Vaibhav. So I remember that what the same thing I have done 15 years ago when I switched, started my career as SAP PP. At that time, this kind of remote servers was not available. So I bought a laptop. I get SAP installed in it. And whichever the company, automobile company I was working, I created the plant, exact same material, and created full scenario in my own lab. So that helped me also. So is it the basics always remain same, whether it's a 15 years ago or now, it works. So that's good. That's good. So Vaibhav, a lot of people would be preparing like you for becoming SAP PP consultant. They have operations experience. What would be your advice for them?
Actually, when you think about getting a job, you should be always positive. And what you work, you should be very basic, very gentle, and you all should get the proper knowledge of the processes. So the processes is the key which will play main important in your interview. Because when they ask the questions in interview, uh, when you will face the interview, you will come to know that what is the importance of this operations in there. So I was thorough with my operations in the company. So whatever I did in my company, I just represent them in their way. So that was all. I didn't made it in a different way. I didn't choose the other way. I just represent the same way in them, what they want. So that is the key. And you have to keep, means you have to be very patient, because there was literally uh, 10 to 15 days of time where I was a little bit depressed. So Shantanu got the job. I didn't. Why? I've not even scheduled the interview yet. But Shantanu was there, and my family was there. That just wait for, man. You are gonna get, definitely gonna get the job. Just wait for. He will get at this time. You will get some. It will take for more months, because uh, he was the one who he would be walking after 2 years. You are the one who walked, you put your first step after 1 year. So like, don't compare yourself to others. Just go with it. Just prepare what you're having right now. The content, whatever provided by Sastrageek Solutions, is very great. And when you compare this institution with other market, you definitely get the good results from Sastrageek.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Weber, for that. I can really imagine that, when I started Sastrageek, I put it a vision that I compared myself that when I started it as a SAP PP career, 15 years ago, I spent 3.5 lakh rupees for my training and everything, and I took 3 years. So I thought that, I go with a lot of struggle. So I need to give some model where people are able to they should not be spending that high money, and they should be able to quickly convert. It should not be the 3 years. So I put it the period to 9 months. It takes generally 9 months is the average period which can take people to convert from the one kind of profile to switching to the complete another kind of profile. So 9 months is average period. But I'm really happy to see that the system is working now. The people like you are converting in 3 to 4 months. That's really good. That's really good. That's also inspiring and encouraging for me also. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. So thank you, Vaibhav. Thank you for coming for this interview. Thank you for sharing the valuable things in this interview. I think it would be helping a lot uh, uh, um, prospects or participants who are actually working in operations, manufacturing, and they want to become convert their career profiles into IT. So thank you for joining us today. So thank you everyone for listening to us. We'll be coming back with our next story, with our next chapter very soon. Bye-bye till then.